hope we pray for better days.
Hey yo, what's up guys? So in today's video, I'll be showing you the best comps for the Brawloween challenge, so you guys can get that limited time Rosa Skin. There are 4 modes and 3 wins for each challenge. It should be available on October 31st, which is on Halloween, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright guys, so for the first set, it is going to be Gem Grab and Double Swoosh. The best comp for this map is going to be Amber, of course, Jean, and Tara. So Jean is actually a really good mid brawler, and a good Jean player like Kiki Virenko, shout out to his channel, go subscribe, can turn the game around and make really clutch pulls. I would use her in the mid lane, and you could substitute her for Bo and Poco if you wanted to. Amber is just so broken right now in the meta and can just destroy like any brawler. Pros are now saying that she's probably the best brawler, so if you have her right now, that's a huge advantage for this challenge. Hopefully she won't get nerfed before the challenge comes out. So I'd highly recommend actually completing this challenge as early as possible before Amber gets nerfed. I would probably use her down the right lane and just cover that whole lane with her super. So for Tara, she actually had a recent buff where she gets her super faster. So that's why she's put into this comp, and her super, of course, is just amazing. I would use her down the left lane in this map, and her gadget to scout out witches, which is pretty much broken. If you wanted to, you could substitute her for Spike, but Tara overall would be much better. Since this is the first set, it should actually be pretty easy, so I'd recommend playing the brawlers you're like the most comfortable with. But you don't have to. So for the people that don't have Amber, I would highly recommend using Poco Double Tank, as this is an easy comp to use and is pretty broken in lower level matches. So in this map, I would specifically use Poco, Rosa, and Jackie. Poco Double Tank used to be really good and competitive, but now it gets countered pretty hard from the likes of Colette and Amber. As long as you stay clumped together and Poco is just healing all the time, then it should be a pretty easy win. The main brawler in this comp is probably Poco, and the goal for him is to try and get as much value with your healing. So most people should have these brawlers unlocked, so this should be a good and easy comp to use. Alright guys, so next up is a new map in Hot Zone called Hot Zone Ring of Fire. This is a really new map, so I haven't really played in it, but from watching the pros, I would say the best comp for this map would be Max, Pam, and Amber. Pam is really good in this map, as she has a high DPS and heals a really good amount actually. You could just throw her super over the wall and gain pretty good control of that hot zone. Max, probably the second best brawler right behind Amber in the game, is also pretty good in this map. And if you have his new gadget, then I would highly recommend using that. But if not, that's fine. His other gadget is still pretty good. Amber, of course, is really good in this map, and is basically good in every single mode except maybe like Bounty. Obviously, I'm going to tell you guys about the free-to-play comp in a few minutes, but if you wanted to substitute some brawlers in this comp, you could use 8-Bit, Spike with Curveball, Ems, or Colette. Colette is actually one of the best hot zone brawlers and would be a really good brawler in this map to substitute. So now moving on to the free-to-play comp. I would recommend using Pam, Ems, and Carl. Pam is basically just, like I said before, a really good brawler in this map, and using her would be really good if you have her. So for Pam, I'd recommend using the healing star power, as the other star power, you won't get as much value in it, as the enemy team could just shoot down your super. It only has like, I think 3,000 to 4,000 health. For Ems, I would use the Bad Karma star power to get the most amount of damage possible. And then for Carl, it's mostly your own preference. In my opinion, I would actually use the star power where you get a 30% reduction when using your super, as you can clear enemies out of the mid without dying, and you can cycle your super over and over again. So the goal for Hot Zone is to have control of the middle, obviously. So when you're using Ems and Pam, you need to control the middle as much as you can, while Carl is just pushing them away. I haven't played that much competitive hot zone in like the Brawl Stars online qualifiers, but these comps should get you that Rosa skin. Alright guys, so for the next stage is going to be Heist, and the map is called GG Monterey. In my opinion, this is probably one of the worst maps for Heist, if not the worst. There's actually really only one really good comp for this map, and it's going to be Daryl, Spike, and Brock. Basically, all of the pros use this comp for this map in competitive, and should give you a pretty easy win, unless the other team is actually using the same exact comp. I would use the Fertilized Star Power for Spike instead of Curveball, in case there's a Daryl on the other team, so you can actually defend him by yourself. So basically, you just want to wait for the Daryl to get his super, which takes around 30 seconds or so, and then you want to dash over the water on the other side and get as much damage as you can, along with the Brock following right behind you. And he'll also actually do a lot of, if not most of the damage. So Spike plays defense most of the time in this comp, and then Daryl and Brock are on offense, where Brock actually does most of the damage due to his Incendiary Star Power. So that's basically how you play this comp, and now I'm going to show you the free-to-play comp. So all I did was just exchange Spike for Rico, as Spike is a legendary brawler and you actually might not have him. So for Rico, you basically just watch that right-hand side and defend the whole time. A good Rico can actually defend a tank like Daryl, so I wouldn't worry that much on the defensive side. These comps basically counter every single other comp, so you should move on to the next stage pretty easily. Alright guys, so for the final map, it's going to be Shooting Stars and Bounty. The best comp for this map is Nani, Bo, and Mortis. So you guys are probably surprised Mortis is actually in a competitive comp, but he actually is really good in this map. So on how to play this comp, you basically just use Bo's gadget in the very back to get Nani's super. You want to place the gadget in the very back, with the Nani just charging her super over and over again. You want the Mortis to just camp in the middle bush and tank the other team's Nani super if they also have a Nani. For this map, you'll probably play some throwers, so Mortis is actually a really good counter to these throwers. For Bo and Mortis, you really want to defend that Bo gadget, so Nani can keep getting her super and keep taking down the other team and getting more stars. The last tip I have for you in this comp is, since the longer the Nani super goes on, the more damage she actually gets. That's her star power. So I would recommend, while using Nani super, to go in some circles before hitting an opponent, so you'll get more damage. So moving on to the free-to-play comp, I would recommend using Tick, Piper, and Nani. So for Piper, you need to use the homemade recipe gadget and use Ambush for her star power. In the mid, I would use Tick, and in the left lane, I would actually use Piper. The only problem you'll have with this free-to-play comp is facing Mortis. So hopefully, you don't play a Mortis. So then I would actually recommend using the first comp I gave you guys, so you don't have to worry about that. Alright guys, so that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed and can take this advice into the Brawloween Rosa challenge. If you have any suggestions on comps, put them down below in the comments, and I'll see you next time. Peace. Sorry guys, I forgot to include something in the video, but I'd like to give a big shout out to my friends Rankto, Biggerman, Mikey, Adi, Jaden for helping out with this video, and I'll see you next time. Peace.